Alrighty, good morning guys, it's Zach. Today I'm putting me all-important Ford hat on because we're going to be working on this Australian muscle XR8 for the first time in 17,000 years. Oh no, sorry, after 17,000 years, Max has finally got all the parts ready so we can supercharge his XR8. So no, in all seriousness guys, Max has been collecting parts for this car for how long now?
I've had it for 2 years now.
2 years? You got the supercharger?
So I started getting bit by bit 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I bought it off Chris.
Yes, Chris is the guy that's helping us down here, by the way. So he didn't want to be in the video though, I'll show his face, so that's alright. But yeah, pretty much Max has been buying parts off the same bloke for 2 years.
2 years pretty much haven't happened.
First bit was the supercharger, second bit was pulleys and all that sort of stuff, wasn't it?
It was the manifold kit.
Yeah. Cool, so yes, now Max has got literally everything and a couple of weeks off to basically do this entire build, which is going to be sick. So pretty much...
And not much money, but we'll do it.
That's it. Well, I mean, have you scheduled a time to tune it, or are we just going to do it and...
I'll just do it, and then when I go back to work, I'll just say, I don't have much to say for the tune.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So, yes, we're going to just start taking stuff off, and we'll see how we go. That should be ready to come off, I think. Cool. Oh, there's one more hose, just a plastic tip there. Just put it on the side for a bit. Rightio, so the fuel lines have come out, sorry, fuel rails have come out, just got rid of all the injectors, and these things, as you said, were pretty, a little bit rough and worse for wear. So you're changing them out for what, thousands or 1,200s?
1250s.
1250s, there you go. So yeah, so we're going to be chucking a new set of them in, which is awesome, so I'll get trying to pulling all these things off here while Max is undoing the manifold. And then we also have to relocate the alternator down here because it sits down there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, excellent. It does suck, eh? Do you want a hand? No, you're all good? He's a big boy. Look at the muscles on him. Jeez, mate. The form. I think it just snapped something too.
Oh, was that cool? Oh, there goes.
That's alright. Beautiful, mate.
Jeez, I didn't let him fucking fit in there. Oh,
yeah.
That's a bit easier. Yeah, you should have got that before. My apologies. You right?
That's just stuck around it.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. Excellent. So these right here, what are they, heater core hoses, you said? Yeah, right. So, very similar to the stupid R33, if you guys remember the ones that we actually had major issues with back at On-Song Performance. Basically, mine was completely crushed, but these are also made of plastic, which is awesome. So if these crush, it's a dash-out job, which isn't fun. So, what we're going to do, we don't need these hoses anymore. I don't have anything bigger. So yeah, basically, if these crush or do anything, it's a dash-out job to replace them. So what we're going to do, we don't need these hoses anymore. Take off the clip, cut it, and then cut a slit, basically just unwrap the hose. Be the easiest way. And because they're so fragile and brittle, we're just going to do that and see how we go. Be way safer. Do you want me to jump in there, Max? You're about like 6'2", aren't you?
No, 6'1".
6'1".
Maybe you should do it.
I probably could. We got a lot of parts in here. Alright, jump out, man. So what we're trying to do, can you see down here? Well, we even took out the hoses and we still can't bloody get it. I'll get it in a couple of minutes though.
He's got it. Your boy's got it.
Oh, I don't know. Fuck. Damn it. Oh no.
Do you twist it all the way around again?
No, it's alright. Actually, once they get to a certain point, they actually just, there we go. Once they get to a certain point, they actually don't go any further. Now it's stuck in my tool. Alright. Bastards of things. Alright. Rightio, so now we're pretty much just routing up the... these aren't heat exchanger hoses, they're just water hoses, yeah? Oh, heater hoses? There you go, cool. So yeah, basically what they have to do is sit down the very side there, because the manifold kit kind of comes down and sits very, like pretty much dead center, but sits down a lot further than the original manifold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way further down, yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort
The
they sort of...
manifold actually comes up.
Okay, yeah, right. So then it's got all this area free.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, this one here comes down and sits very low.
Yeah, the new one sits in there, and
Yep.
the intercooler core is right through the middle of the manifold.
Right, okay, there you go. Awesome. Right, yeah, so we're just going to route these up, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. That's me manifold. Oh, your manifold, not even my manifold. Are they billet components as well, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick it up.
I've already picked it up. It's bloody heavy. For me it is.
Because you're weak.
Yeah, I know. Never said I wasn't.
No upper body strength here.
So yes, we're just about to try and test fit the manifold right now. Yeah, basically just kind of cleaning up all the old gasket material on the outside of this. And then we will get to trying to, I guess, just try and push this hose out the way while we put it in at the same time. If that goes in properly, then we should be right to bolt it up and just do it while we test fit it, so that'd be fine. Some brand new gaskets going on. Hey, is it? Oh no.
It's cooling on me. I'll just piss myself.
You're a good mate.
Make sure it's in way. You have to put it all the way back and then slide these under.
Yeah, I think it's a bit crushed.
The pipe.
Hang on.
You right?
Yep.
And she's in a good spot, looks like. You happy, Maxie?
Yep.
2 years in the making.
Yeah, 2 years just to get it to there.
Oh mate, it's gonna be good.
That's gonna come out.
Huh?
Oh, just like that, I'm guessing.
Down. This is already one in the blower.
Oh, mate! Still slower than the stock barrel. Rightio, so we kind of got all the parts out ready to go. Obviously got the intake manifold off. The regular old plenum is sitting there as well, which is all sorted. This right here is the heat exchanger, which is going to go behind the front bar. So we're going to take off the front bar today as well. But everything in here is pretty much just ready to sort of bolt back up. So at the moment we currently have all the injectors ready to go. We've just quickly taken them out. These right here, as Max said before, are 1250cc. So that's going to be fine for all the 85 he wants to push through this thing. And hopefully it should make around about, he reckons, 570-ish horsepower. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Cool, so then the pulleys just go onto the outside of that, do they? Alrighty, so with this kit, one thing we were a bit confused about was basically where this was all mounted. You sort of like need to put the original nut back in here. This bolt here is kind of still backed through the entire bit of the engine there. But what we could do is we could try and extend that bolt out, put a spacer there, and then actually bolt it into the top. The original bolt, well, the kit didn't come with a new bolt, but the original bolt won't fit in here. So at the moment we're just going to leave that bit there, and we'll because that's pretty easy. We just literally just have to undo that nut there and unscrew that. That'll come forward. We put a nut on there. That's cool. We did, however, mount the bracket up in the bottom down here, which is no worries. That'll all be screwed up and ready to go. Actually, that is the wrong bolt there. My bad. That didn't work. Yeah, we'll find a different bolt that actually works in there. And then this one here used a big spacer, and a new bolt goes in there. And I could imagine pretty much the same with this one here. Yeah, both those bolts were too small. Wow. Yeah. It's just, yeah, a little bit of trial and error, but we'll get it all sorted soon. So yes, Max is currently working on getting these pulleys on. I'm mounting up that bracket basically where the pulleys mount to, and then he'll put those two pulleys on. Got the GoPro running for a time lapse, which is pretty sweet, and I'm just working on trying to sort of get this all sorted here too. It is so confusing. It is like all these pieces are like really big, so it's super easy to fit up. It's just trying to get the bolts in the right places and literally just trying to mount it all up perfectly. The alternator on this, basically the alternator is running, alternator runs in reverse, so that way the actual alternator back plate sits here and it runs this way back into the pulley. So that's the only way that it can kind of work, because there's no other room around the actual engine that it could possibly go. So yes, we'll keep working, keep seeing how we go, and sweet. Righto guys, so we do have the alternator bracket pretty much almost up, most of the pulleys on, and the manifold is in, which is awesome. So yeah, there's a little bit more work to go. We obviously still have to work around the fuel lines and basically everything like that. We do have a couple of hard lines which were given to us with the kit, which I believe Max has already packed them away. But basically, a lot of them look like they're just a little bit, like, they're on a B series ute, which basically the fuel lines were running, the input was going to the end of the right hand side line and then going back through and then around the back, going up the next side and then going back and going over the back of the top of the fuel rail for the return. But Max doesn't want to do that. He wants to just basically just loop it through the front, which will look a whole lot cleaner. But it looks like the lines are a little bit different. Whether the fittings are different or the actual line is like 1 or 2 centimeters out. Yeah, we just want to make it the cleanest possible setup. So we'll have to get someone in just to have a look, maybe Gene, just to see the lines and stuff like that, just to make sure we're doing the right thing. Also have to set up the heat exchanger and water pump. That's not too hard. That's just wiring into a accessory source, and then also because the res also basically it goes to, but basically they've welded on the res to this thing right here, which is different on a B series to an F series. So pretty much I have to find a new way to mount that too, and it's way too heavy to obviously just mount, do up with zip ties and stuff like that. So we'll have to find something for that. Then route all the hoses up through, and then we should be all sweet. So yeah, there's a little bit of stuff that we are very new to and don't know much about. So we will probably have someone to come check it out, or if we can't do it, get someone else to do it. But yeah, we'll get this all sorted. What do you reckon? Tuning day is in 2 weeks, you reckon? We'll get it done in 2 weeks, easy. Like we've already pretty much done half the work today. All the main stuff is done. It's just all the little fiddly bits that have to go around the outside too. Also, we also have to take off this pulley for the alternator, but we can't do that at the moment because we don't have this special tool to get that bit out and then replace that pulley. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that too. But we'll get it all done eventually. It'll all be sorted.